Sometimes a good deed like generosity, which we show for others, pays back in a surprising way. Bruno Lauer never imagined his generosity would repay him in a bigger way. All he did was give asylum to a homeless 15-year-old boy who was going to be a famous actor, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, in the future. Johnson became homeless when he was just 15 years old. He and his mother were evicted from their home in Hawaii. Johnson landed in Nashville and decided not to stay with his dad. Instead, he decided to stay in a tiny room at a spot called the Alamo Plaza Motel with Bruno. Bruno was a wrestling manager and worked under the title of Harvey Whippleman in the 90s. When Johnson became homeless at 15, he took him and both lived in Bruno's trailer in Nashville and helped him buy his very first car when he was just 15 years old from a crackhead for $40. Bruno also trying to launch Johnson's wrestling career in Memphis. 9 years later, when Johnson was struggling in his career as a wrestler, once again, Bruno showed his generosity towards Johnson. He allowed Johnson to stay with him again in his trailer in Nashville. Later, Johnson became a Hollywood star. He never forgot the timely help offered by his lifelong friend Bruno. When Johnson was 48 years old, he wanted to thank his friend Bruno. He wanted to repay Bruno for his generosity. Johnson surprised Bruno by gifting him with a Ford F-150 truck worth $30,000. Bruno was speechless when he saw the gift and shed tears of joy. This incident was shared on social media along with a lengthy caption. In the caption, he explained the reason behind gifting such an expensive car. He gifted the Ford to Bruno on New Year's Day. He wrote, "Meet one of my lifelong friends, Bruno Lauer, or I prefer to call him Downtown Bruno. My mom and I were evicted off the island of Hawaii, and I was sent to Nashville, Tennessee to live with my dad. When I landed in Nashville, I quickly found out I wasn't going to live with my dad. Things happen, plans change, and that's the way it goes. Instead, I told him I was going to live with a guy named Bruno, who at the time lived in a tiny room at a spot called the Alamo Plaza Motel. Bruno could have and should have said, hell no, I'm not taking in some kid who I don't know, but he didn't. He took this punk kid in, and we became lifelong friends." Johnson further wrote, "Then, ironically, about 9 years later, when I had the infamous $7 in my pocket, I started my wrestling career in Memphis, Tennessee, and again had no place to live, and Bruno took me and let me shake up in his trailer till I could get on my feet. And hell, when I was 15 years old, Bruno even gave me his last $40 so I could hustle a crackhead out of his car one night at a honky-tonk in Nashville. Merry Christmas, Bruno. And since you helped me buy my first car, I figured I could return the favor and buy you one that 100% does not have a crackhead in the back seat. I love you, brother. Your kindness and heart helped change my life's trajectory. And when you're ready to retire from the business, you just say the word. I got you covered. We'll go downtown, enjoy your new ride, and give Walls, Mississippi my love and gratitude. Never forget to be generous toward needy ones."